Hi there, welcome back to our YouTube series on literature, and today our topic is drama. Drama is under the genres of literature, and we've started looking at that. We mentioned three genres of literature, which are the prose, the poetry, and drama. We've looked at prose, we've looked at poetry, and today we're looking at drama. Drama is simply the imitation of life on stage. Let's just say it's the imitation of life on stage. That is simply drama. Characters perform as though it were real in front of an audience. The characters in the drama now, they perform this in front of an audience, like they make it look very real, make it look very believable to the audience watching. Drama is sometimes used synonymously with the word play. Sometimes most people think that they are the same thing. They are very similar words. The only difference, which is quite subtle, is that a play is a literary composition. That's just like the write-up. You say a play is a literary composition meant to be performed. So the write-up is play. While for drama, drama has to do with the performance, the actual performance in front of an audience. Refer to it as drama. But just the write-up, the literary composition, is called a play. Now, a play becomes a drama once it has been acted. As a write-up, it is a play. But the moment characters actually perform this write-up on stage, we refer to that as drama. So as I said, they are actually similar, but just a subtle difference. Now, plays are written in dialogues and they contain acts and scenes. Now, just like prose, a person that writes a prose is a prosist, person that writes a poetry is a poet, then persons that produce drama, take note, drama has to do with performance, is a dramatist. A dramatist produces drama, and then a playwright writes plays. These two are also used synonymously, playwright or dramatist. You see them in some words. That's because most times the playwright also is the dramatist. Most times they can be different people, but most times, usually, the playwright is also the dramatist in charge of the performance and everything that has to do with it. So now we look at the features of drama. So features of drama. First, look at those that are peculiar to drama alone, and then we can look at general ones that are shared by the three major genres of literature. Now, the first is stage. Remember, drama has to do with performance. It is not drama until it is performed or acted on a stage, which is why we're looking at stage as one of the features of drama. A stage is where the performance takes place. This is where the performance goes down. The action takes place on the stage and it serves as a point of focus to the audience. Those watching, their eyes will actually be on the stage to be able to get everything that's happening. And then there are different kinds of stages depending on the way the arrangement is made. But the most common stage we have is the end stage, where the audience sits facing the stage just in one direction. The audience sits facing acts and scenes. First up, an act. An act is like a major division of a play, because plays are written in acts and scenes. So major divisions are acts, while the minor ones are scenes. But first up, we look at act. We say an act is a major division of a play. An act is a major division of a play. By major, we mean they signify a change in a main action. Let's say there's a significant change about to happen. You can now say there is a change in act. Most plays usually contain 3 acts. For instance, that's not like a set number. Plays can have 3 acts, 5 acts, depending on the choice of the playwright. So we take a play with 3 acts, for instance. The first act serves as an introduction, introduces us to the characters and gives us like a glimpse to what we're about to witness with that play. And then the second act will tell us about the play, take us to the climax, thereabout. And then the last act serves as concluding part of the act. So that's acts for you, major divisions of a play, and they usually signify major changes that's about to take place in the play. Now, scenes are a lesser division, and acts are broken into scenes. A lesser division of a play is the scenes. While acts signify major change, scenes signify maybe a change in characters, new characters are coming in to that scene, or time from at noon is now evening, or even the setting, like they are moving location. So it is the scenes that will tell you that, unlike the act, major changes in the play are signified by the act, while minor changes by the scenes. And we say acts are broken into scenes. So we can define a scene as an action happening at a particular place and time. Major divisions, major changes, they are signified by the acts, while the minor ones, like we said, just a change in place or time or characters, playwrights use the scenes to signify that. Now, like I said before, there is no laid down rules on the number of acts and scenes a play must have. That is left to the discretion of the playwright. Next, we have playwrights, which we have explained before. Playwright is the author of a play. Why? Because a play is just the literary composition. So a person that writes a play is a playwright. And I said most times they are also dramatists, which is why sometimes they are used synonymously, because the playwright is mostly also the dramatist that produces the drama. Next, we have conflict. Conflict is simply the disagreement between opposing forces in a play. Disagreement between opposing forces, we refer to that as conflict. And this the conflict can be internal or external. That means the opposing force could be like human or nature, just something external, or it could be internal within the character. So that's conflict. And let's take note, there is no like drama without conflict. That's drama for you. We do not have drama if there is no conflict. Next, we have dialogue. Dialogue. The conversations between characters in drama or in a play, they are usually written in dialogue. Let's say the conversation between characters. between characters in a play. So conversation between characters in a play, refer to it as dialogue. Plays are written, the conversations are usually expressed in dialogue, in that the names of the characters are usually written before their speech. So you can have Tayo and the entire speech. Titi speaks next, Titi's speech, Dari, Obi. So these are how plays are written. The conversations are expressed in dialogues. Although dialogue is present in plays, we also have monologues, asides, soliloquies. So we also find this in plays, but it's not as common as dialogue. You can find maybe this in a scene or two scenes throughout the entire play, whereas the whole book is written in dialogue. And let's not forget that a monologue is simply a character addressing the audience. Then aside is a character passing a message to the audience without other characters listening. And soliloquies is simply a character thinking out loud. So this could appear in plays, but not as common as dialogues. Next, we have audience. People that come to watch performances, refer to them as the audience. And for plays, if you read it, you're also an audience. So say people physically present at performances. People there to watch the characters perform this play, we refer to them as the audience. And we say for plays where it's not an actual performance, but you just reading the literary composition, such readers are also grouped as audience. Then we also have costume. Most times when people hear costume, their mind only goes to linens or like clothes. But no, costume has to do with all the materials used by characters in a dramatic performance. Refer to them as costume, and the person in charge is called a costumier. This person takes charge of the costume used in dramatic performances. We also have cast or dramatis personae. These are the characters involved in the drama. So all the characters that perform a drama, refer to them as cast, or in Latin we say dramatis personae, and they're usually arranged in order of appearance. Most times you want to arrange the cast in a drama, you arrange them according to the order of appearance. First, second characters to be seen, that's for cast. Then we have prologue. Prologue serves is an opening segment that serves as an introduction. In a play, we have prologue serving as an introduction. Then the opposite is epilogue. So epilogue is the opposite of prologue, and it comes at the end. Let's remove this bit. Serving as conclusion. In the play. So we have prologue and epilogue. Prologue is an opening segment that serves as an introduction, while epilogue is a conclusion, final conclusion that comes at the end. Just like acts and scenes, this is also left to the discretion of the playwright. If you want the book to have just a prologue, fine. If you want it to just have an epilogue, fine. If you still even want the play to have both a prologue and an epilogue, left for the playwright. Then we have plot. Plot. So we say plot is the sequence of events. So we say the plot is the sequence of events in a play. How the events that took place in that play, how they are arranged. We refer to it as the plot. And the plot basically makes the story. There are 5 components of a plot. We have the exposition. We have rising action. Climax. Falling action. And lastly, we have resolution. The exposition serves as an introduction, introduces the characters, the setting, that's the location of the story, and then it starts the story, like a beginning. Apart from the introduction, we also have like the beginning part of the story at this exposition component of the plot. Then we have rising action. This one builds our intensity, leading up to the climax. So from the beginning of the story, for the rising action, more details are shared here, and then our hopes are raised, our hopes are built. Then we have the climax, which is like the high, the turning point in the play or the story. And then here, the action, like this is the point of great tension, the highest point in the play or the story is referred to as the climax. Then we have the falling action. The tension that we felt here is released, and then the events begin to solve themselves. Things begin to unravel in this falling action. Lots of things begin to fall into place here. In the falling action. And then lastly, we have the resolution, which is the conclusion. All loose ends are tied up here, and then we have the final outcome, the results. We see it in the resolution. These are components of plot that helps to guide playwrights when writing. Before you write a play, you should be able to follow the components, the exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. Now, based on the arrangement of the events, like the sequence in which the events come in, we have about 4 types of plots. These are the components. Then we have 4 types. Here we have types of plots. We now have 1, or let's say A rather, the linear plot. B, the episodic plot. C, the parallel plot. And D, the flashback plot. So before I explain this, let me just recap. These are the components, like the steps, guidelines you follow to help you like build up your story. And then these are the types of plots, the order in which you arrange the sequence, the events rather. First, we have linear plot. For the linear plot, the sequence of events are arranged chronologically, like they follow each other. It's easy for audiences to follow. There is no confusion, as it should be. That's how the events are arranged. And we also call this dramatic or progressive plots. The episodic plot also follows a chronological order, similar to the linear plot. But the difference between these two is that this focuses on a particular situation, the event, but this focuses on different, or should we say various situations that are connected maybe by a common theme or same characters. So these two, they follow chronological order in the sequence, but then this deals with different situations. This deals with a particular situation. Here the situations are connected, but they are still different, either by theme or characters. So the parallel plot has to do with more than one plot, like you're combining plots. At the beginning, they might look completely different, but by getting to the climax, there's a connection is what is secured at the climax. So it kind of brings the plots together. For the flashback technique, it allows the playwright to begin the story anywhere. Can start at the middle, close to the end. Just that's flashback plot. The events are not arranged chronologically. They are arranged anyhow. So the playwright now uses flashback to help understand the story, to help audience understand the stories, or to help audience get why the characters are behaving the way they are, or why they made the choices that they made, things like that. So that's the flashback plot. We have linear plot, where the sequence is arranged chronologically. Episodic plot, which is also a chronological sequence of events, but then various or different situations are involved here. And then parallel plot, a combination of two or more plots where there is a connection at the climax. And flashback, disorderly arrangement, where the playwright uses flashback technique to reconcile or help readers understand the story. So we've looked at the features of drama, those especially peculiar to drama like stage, acts and scenes, dialogue, audience, playwright, costume, and the likes. Then there are general features that are like peculiar to not just drama but other genres of literature as well, like literary techniques such as figure of speech, idioms, proverbs, and the likes. Now I want to look at the types of drama. Just as we have types of prose, fiction, non-fiction, faction, then types of poetry, ode, epic, lyric, like that. We also have types of drama. First up is comedy. Comedy is a happy drama. Starts happily and ends happily. Let's define that. And ends happily. That's a comedy drama. So here there's laughter involved. The drama is usually light, because we're dealing with happiness. The drama begins happily and ends happily. So example is A Midsummer's Night Dream by William Shakespeare. Let's write this in capital letter. Is an example. of a comedy that begins happily and ends happily, and the tone is light. There is laughter. The audience laughs in this type of drama. Next, we have the opposite, which is tragedy. So this one begins sorrowfully. Comedy is the opposite of tragedy. It begins sorrowfully and ends sorrowfully. Here, the tragedy, the tone is usually serious and dark, and helping the audience to deal with their emotions like fear. So that's a tragedy for you. And good examples, we have Shakespeare wrote lots of tragedies like Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, even Julius Caesar. These are examples of tragedies. Most times you find out that in tragedies, the protagonist is usually, or the hero rather, usually brought down by their own flaws that they have, so which makes it really tragic. Next, we have a combination of both tragedy and comedy, which is tragicomedy. Tragicomedy. So it's a drama that begins sorrowfully but ends happily. Is a tragicomedy. It has elements of both tragedy and comedy. So a tragicomedy is a drama that begins sorry, or it could be a sorrowful drama, but it just has elements of humor and comedy in it. So that could be a tragicomedy. An example, we have Merchant of Venice. You think at the beginning all hope is lost, there's no like solution, but then magically. Then we have melodrama. Melodrama is a kind of drama that relies heavily on hyperbole to appeal to the audience. We know what hyperbole means, over exaggeration. So in melodrama, the events or they're usually over exaggerated to get to appeal to the audience. We refer to that as melodrama. So it could even be a simple plot or a simple theme, but in the performance you see lots of over exaggeration, maybe an over kind hero, or overly strong. They will just like over exaggerate it to a point that the audience will be able to get the message clearer in melodrama. Next, we have farce. Farce is a kind of comedy. It's under comedy. So we say it's a kind of comedy purely for entertainment. So there is no like no serious theme here, or no serious message that a farce is trying to pass across. So here, while we are using the exaggerated actions in melodrama, here you're using lots and lots of humor. So it could be exaggerated comedy just for entertainment. It's a form of comedy, but while comedy still passes messages across, but still in a happy mood, here it is strictly for entertainment of the audience. no message or no serious plot or theme in a farce. It's a division of comedy. Then next we have mime. Mime is a drama that doesn't involve speech. So a mime is a drama that doesn't involve speech. Here the characters use movements only. They make use of movements only. So what you see in mimes are gestures, facial expressions, anything but speech. That is mime. So they do not talk in a mime drama. They only gesticulate, pass their message to the audience without the use of words. And characters in a mime drama, we are either call them mime artists or we just say mime. So you can also call the characters mimes as well. So the drama is a mime. The characters can also be called mimes. Another type of drama, we have satire. This is a drama of purpose. A satirical play uses humor or irony to correct issues in society. Let's put it that way. Issues in the society, societal ills. It could be maybe a person's behavior or the way things are carried out in a particular place, whatever. But a satire is a drama of purpose. It usually aims at correcting ills in the society, aims at correcting issues with irony or humor. So you'll be able to get the message like, okay, this is what you're doing, and like, how does this really make sense? So playwrights can use satire to correct societal ills in a society. We have opera. So we have mime, where the characters perform using only movements, body gestures. For opera, the performance is done with singing. So it's a form of drama in which the story is told through music. Instead of saying their lines, they sing the lines. Opera performance, sing the lines, usually accompanied with dancing as well. So that's another form of drama. So we've looked at drama, and we define drama as the imitation of life on stage. We said the characters perform as though it is real in front of an audience. Then we said a playwright writes a play and the dramatist produces a drama, where we establish the subtle difference between a play and a drama as simply a play being a literary composition, while drama has to do with the actual performance. Everything relating to that performance is drama, and play becomes drama once it is acted. Then we looked at features of drama, which are the stage, audience, playwright, epilogue, prologues. We explained all of that. We also looked at the types of drama, which we mentioned: comedy, tragedy, tragicomedy, opera, farce, and the likes. So that will be all for drama, and I will see you in our next video.